on my our drive-in to work. Wednesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. And happy Valentine's Day to everyone. But do you know why Valentine's Day is called Valentine's Day? What are we really celebrating here? Or is it simply just another way for people for what is it, the Hallmark, the card companies to make some more money, for florists to make some money? You know, is it another beacon of light, so to speak, during the dark ages of the winter, in the middle of winter, February 14th? I mean, when you think about it, it's like, man, Christmas just occurred, so people are out of money there, and no one wants to buy stuff. So is this holiday actually manufactured just to get, revenue in the door by retailers? I mean, every day should be a day that you express your love for the people that you love. So there you go. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Thank you, St. Valentine's, for celebrating a day of love, which should be, I think, on a regular and daily basis, as opposed to just that, that one day, and everything is more expensive. I mean, I remember buying flowers for my wife until she told me to stop buying her flowers because she's allergic. I didn't know that when we were first dating, but it was, she was of course very nice about it. Thank you. But I'm glad she's allergic to flowers, so I don't have to buy flowers for her anymore. And I used to buy a lot of flowers because I was in trouble a lot. But yeah, we don't, she went to work today. I mean, she probably has another late day at the office. We got a big project that they're working on. And Maggie and I will go in. It's another heavy admin day, but it is beautiful outside today. It's 43 degrees Fahrenheit here in Virginia Beach. It is clear and sunny. The skies are clear and sunny. The wind is slightly, looking at that American flag that's up over there, the way it's angled and waving in the wind, because the American flag never wavers, right? But the way it is waving in the wind right now tells me the wind is at about 15 knots. Is that fast? It's not that bad. I mean, I've flown my drones in higher winds just to see if it's too high to fly. And I guess the winds are never necessarily too high to fly. It's just a matter of it being able to come back home. Right? Because when the winds are too high, particularly on the DJI Mavic 3 Pro, it will tell me winds are too high, return to home function not enabled. Good morning, Ophelia Malong. Thank you for joining me this morning and hanging out. I appreciate you hanging out here. Let me get you a blue jacket so that it's easier to connect to the other viewers that participate in the chat. Appreciate you hanging out and joining and joining me on this Valentine's Day. But yeah, Maggie and I are on our way into work and just talking a little bit about the plan of the day, which is the POD. And so woke up good this morning. She woke me up. She's on her regular schedule, so to speak, as opposed to, I think it was the week before, we were both out of it. And maybe it's because my wife was on a business trip and we didn't sleep well, and we were not on our normal schedule. And Maggie's normal schedule is to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Wake me up at 7 o'clock in the morning, that is, to let her outside and feed her. But last week we were waking up at like 8 o'clock or something like that. So we were leaving to go to work later than normal. And so we don't like that. We like to be on our normal schedule so that we can execute our plan of the day and just get things done. Burning daylight, as we would say. We used to say. I mean, technically speaking, I've already burnt 2 hours of daylight because I think sunrise occurred at about 7 a.m. this morning. And I would like to get out earlier. I mean, this would be the time to get some really good sunrise videos with the drone, because I don't have to wake up super early, In fact, I was scheduled to work on next Friday, 5 a.m., which means I would have to get up at 3:30 so I could leave the house by 4:30 to get to work by 5 a.m. I've already mentally prepared myself to do that, right? But we have plenty of flight instructors, so I was told Zach waved me off from having to come in that early, which is fine, you know. And who knows, maybe somebody gets sick that day or has to call out and is not able to go in to work that morning shift, and so I will go and do it. And that's the cool thing about being a flight instructor, you know. That's not quite in rotation. That's simply just another capability of our company. When someone calls in sick and they need support on the flight deck, I can go downstairs and support as appropriate. Are you Pinoy, sir? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Both of my parents are from Pangasinan. However, I do not speak Tagalog. I can understand Ganti lang. So, as you'll see, as you've experienced already, if you've not seen many of my videos, they are all in English. I only learn languages when it suits me, when I have a specific need to learn a language. Although, I mean, I learned 4 years of Spanish, high school Spanish, and didn't speak any of it for 4 years while I was in college. But I was able to pick it up very easily when I went to Spain. I deployed to Spain for 6 months, and when I'm immersed in the country, I'll pick it up very easily. And I discovered that was the case with German when I went to Germany. I learned German pretty easily, as well as Pashto when I went to Afghanistan, as well as Kiswahili when I went to Africa, specifically Kenya. There's an FA-18 flying overhead right now. Ooh, here, take a quick look. Maybe you could catch it on this video feed here. I can't see it in the screen, but this is my drive-in. I'm flipping the camera around for you guys. Ooh, it got too warm in my truck. Let's turn that down a little bit. But the sun is shining today, and I'd like to get on the roof to shoot some video of iFly Virginia Beach and, of course, the beach. It's nice flying over the beach with my drone in the wintertime because there's nobody on the beach. It is too cold, too windy. But hopefully it's not too windy for me to fly. So we'll see around lunchtime once I get some of my admin done. It's payroll day, so I've got to do payroll. Once I process that and get it out the door, then I'll have earned some flight time, if you will. And of course it's for the company, so it's work related as well as, you know, mentally related, right? But this is you can see how clear it is today, and it's beautiful outside. But yeah, let's go back into the chat here. Murray Planter Vlogs, thank you very much. Yes, Englishman, Mr. Jason, indeed, because I'm not Tagalog man for sure, you know, or Ilocano man. My parents spoke to me in English primarily so that I can speak English well. Unfortunately, that was at a cost to me not being able to speak Tagalog at all. You know, Ganti lang, yeah. So, let's see who else is in the chat here. Ophelia, what are you saying? That's what I thought, cause your last name. I'm Pinay too. Awesome, yeah, no, for sure. Where in the Philippines are you located, or are you from? We got sunshine today in Texas. Oh, so you're in Texas. Okay, cool. Right on. You know what? Let's see here. Looking at the chat, it says Ophelia Malong, I think. It's hard to see. I got a glare coming in. You know? Texas. What part of Texas? My family moved from New Jersey to McKinney. The entire clan picked up out of northern Jersey area, New York City, and moved to McKinney, Texas a couple of years ago. And so they're there. My entire family is there. There's only 2 families not in Texas. And one family is kind of halfway in Texas, halfway out. So they actually commute to Texas like every 6, or they go back and forth. They drive from New Jersey to Texas, like every other month to see family. So they got a house in New Jersey and a house in Texas that they go back and forth to. Their children are grown now. Oh, yeah, and one child, she is actually a doctor in New York City now. Which is why I think they keep that Jersey house to, be a home base for my niece. But myself and Chichi, we don't claim Texas on our income taxes. Although I do dress like a Texan, yeah. It's funny because I didn't grow up in Texas. My family just moved there, and I think I just became a Texan because I like wearing a cowboy hat. Although I did get this, my wife bought me this cowboy hat in Virginia. We've got a tax store here, Acredale Sattery, and so that's where I get my Western wear. Actually, my belt and belt buckle, I got them in New Mexico. I'll tell you that story another time. I told it the other day, so it's too soon to retell that story. Because I'm an old dude, right? I retell my stories to anybody that'll listen. Let's see. I'm from Bicol. I'm here in Killeen, Texas. Okay, right on. I have heard of Killeen. I've never been there, but I have heard of it. I think it is west of Dallas, if I recall. But I'm not exactly sure. But when I go to Texas, that's where I fly into, DFW. My brother used to own a CrossFit gym there in McKinney, and he sold it, I think, right before COVID, which was great because from a standpoint of as he was selling off all the gear, and when COVID hit, the demand for exercise equipment increased significantly. And as a result of the demand increasing, people that had the gear were selling it for a huge profit. Normally you'd sell stuff at a loss, but people were making and capitalizing on the demand to continue to exercise from home because they couldn't go to the gyms. They couldn't go work out with their friends. They could only do it at home. So people were offloading a lot of their gear and equipment, and it's cool because we had outfitted our home gym the year prior just because my son wanted to work out, and so we were buying like all the gear. And so we had what he needed / wanted at home, my wife included. So we exercised from home. In our little home gym. So yeah. Plan of the day. I talk in there, I mentioned in the title, teach a person how to fish. And just something real quick that I wanted to talk about because I taught someone, I thought I taught someone how to do something. Yeah, it would be easy for me to fix something on the spreadsheet, but I provided directions on what the problem was on the spreadsheet and what the fix is to it, as opposed to just fixing it. We're not necessarily in a time crunch for this particular spreadsheet. And so the idea is so that, teaching them how to problem solve that particular issue, right, will allow them to be able to solve that issue again when it occurs in the future, as opposed to just doing it for them. They don't know how to do it, right? But if they know how to do it, they become more efficient from a standpoint now of, if I'm not available to fix that, they can fix it themselves. And so it makes the whole team efficient. So the whole saying is teach a man how to fish. They eat for a day. Or no, give a man a fish, they eat for a day. Teach a man how to fish, they can eat for a lifetime, I think is how the saying goes. And so that's the idea, so that they can do for themselves. And there are some things that one can't do for themselves, and so they delegate that out. And sometimes it's just easier to delegate out a task. But simple tasks like that, like fishing, like learning how to solve an issue in an Excel spreadsheet, me having to go into the computer, turn it on, load up the program, fix the issue, or discover the issue took me about 30, maybe 15 minutes to do. But that's just 15 minutes of time out of my day, for one. Not that I don't mind, but they are stuck on that spreadsheet and they can't turn it in. They can't submit that report. And so they are held up by not 15 minutes, but probably by 3 hours waiting for me to get it done, and I think they sent that out at 6 a.m. that email, and that's fine. Again, happy to fix it. Easy for me to do, very easy for me to fix and take care of. But wouldn't it have been easier if they knew how to perform the task so that they could move on with their work and not be stuck on that one thing? I think so, so teaching a person how to fish, right? Ophelia, Don Dikit Po. Yes, for sure. Don Dikit Po. Okay, salamat, Marie, balikan kita maya. Yeah. That's the extent of my Tagalog, folks. I can't even read it good, right? But Maggie and I are here at work. If I get a chance to do a drone stream later on, then I will. Let me get some admin work done first. And then if the opportunity presents itself, I'll get airborne with my drone. So please join in for that. I love watching your live streaming because I feel I'm there also in your place. Oh, thank you so much, Marie Planter. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, for sure. And who knows, maybe someday you'll, if you are ever visiting Virginia Beach, then I'll put you in the wind tunnel and we'll go fly. I'll show you how to fly, inside of the wind tunnel. In fact, if you're like, what are you talking about flying in a wind tunnel? I'm a flight instructor for iFly Virginia Beach indoor skydiving, So, yes. Haha, Mr. Jason, you sounds like my son when they try to talk Tagalog. Yeah, right? And yeah, maybe it's just I like the way it sounds when I speak it like that, as funny as that sounds, although I do have an understanding of how to pronounce the words. Yeah? Like hippopotamus, right? You can't hippopotamus. Can you say hippopotamus? How do you say hippopotamus? Hippopotamus. I saw a video, I think it was a dude saying that his mom is Filipino. We're Filipino because they can't say hippopotamus. Hippopotamus. Relate much slang Tagalog. Yeah, right? In fact, one of my, if you will, my godbrother, Conrad, when he would speak Tagalog, he would speak it American style. Though he knows how to speak it fluently, but he would joke the Tagalog and speak it like an Englishman, But he's funny. I haven't spoken to him in a while also. Maybe that'll be part of my plan of the day, to call him later and just to say hello and catch up, because I am the worst friend. I don't talk to anybody. I don't call anybody, and we're too busy, right? We're too busy executing our own plans of the day, and it is what it is, right? I mean, best friends from college, how often do I speak to them? Not often enough. Or talking to them that once a year is enough. It's like my best friend from high school, Dave, if you're listening, right? How often do we talk, right? On birthdays, primarily, yeah? And I know everybody says, oh yeah, we got to do this more often. Do we? You're too busy, If you wanted to do this more often, then you would have done it too, If I want to call somebody, then I will. Same thing, right? It's like my time is now. I don't talk. Usually I would call somebody, when I'm driving around, but instead of talking to them, because I want to talk to somebody, I'm talking to you, YouTube, right? On my way into work, on my way home, because at least you're listening. And if you're not listening now, then, my YouTube friends, you'll listen later. And that's a great thing, I think, about the YouTube, for one. Just to see, hey, what's he talking about today? So coming up on 20 minutes now, I'm going to go ahead and cut this live stream off, because I know everybody's attention span is, man, I can only listen to you for so long, Jason. You got boring. I get it. But I appreciate you hanging out with me this morning. Marie Planter Vlogs, Ophelia Malong, thank you for hanging out and enjoying my drive stream on my way into work. Thank you so much. And like I said, if I get a chance to fly my drone later, then I will, and you can be a part of that action as well. Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy it. Talk to you later. Ready to go inside, Maggie?